Joining us is Clemson head coach Shawn Poppie, along with student athletes Hannah Kohn and Raven Thompson. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get a mic over to you. And again, please introduce yourself and provide the name of the media outlet you're representing. We'll take any questions from Zoom at the end, so please use the raise hand feature if you have a question there. And we'll begin with an opening statement from Coach before opening it up for questions. You can go ahead when you're ready, Coach.
Yeah, what a basketball game. It's what March is for. Tournament time is for. Two teams just giving everything they possibly can. Hats off to Louisville for making one more play than we did. Obviously, Jeff and his squad have a really good team that I think can make a deep run into March. So wish them nothing but the best and have the utmost respect for him and his program. But with that said, I'm so proud of the team we have in that locker room. I thought we competed with the best of them coming after, obviously, a game yesterday. We fought so hard. We executed defensively quite a bit. And it's just unfortunate that we come up one play short. Unfortunately with this group, we've had this feeling a little bit too often, but we've been so close so many times. The only thing you do is put your head down and keep working, but I'm proud of them. They need to keep their heads up. There's a lot to be proud of for how hard they've competed, but also how they've carried themselves. So proud of them. It's a tough one to swallow.
We'll go ahead and take questions if you can raise your hand if you have one. We'll go in the back left.
Thank you. Hey guys, Carmine Jame with Fox Carolina. Coach, you guys very similar last time out with this Louisville team and this time out, just 1 point at halftime, but you guys held with them this time instead of the last time. What did you feel like you guys showed character-wise? I mean, shot making speaks for itself, but the character, the passion, and to stick with a really good team like this.
Yeah, I mean, and learn from our experiences. We were just in this situation not that long ago, a week ago, I guess it was, in Louisville. And so when you get to that locker room, you can't relax, right? We were just here. I felt like we relaxed a little bit at their place in the third quarter and allowed them to get out in transition. I thought for the most part tonight, we maintained our focus to get back in transition. Now it cost us some offensive rebounds, but we were willing to play that game, which is hard, right? You've been crashing O-boards over and over and over for 30 whatever games, and then one game you say, no, get back. It gave us the best chance to win. And so I thought we kept them out of transition, so it made it a half-court game. And then on the other side, we executed and made some shots. I mean, these two to my left came up big for us to end little runs that they have or put a run together for us. So I think some of that's learning from what we just went through, but also a credit to them of a belief that we could do it.
Just a quick follow-up to that, Coach. The foundation that you guys have laid now for under your first year, but the new era of Clemson basketball, what do you feel are the pillars of that foundation, the characteristics that you guys can take from this solid run and move forward?
Yeah, well, it starts with these two. Obviously, Mia. Those three have really gave us a lot, and that's three returners that we know we have. Right? When we got the job a little over or just short of a year ago, we had no idea what we had, no home, no staff, right? Like we're settled, right? We'll start there, but I got three that are in that locker room that have played that we know what we can count on, but they also do things the right way. How they carry themselves, their work ethic, their commitment to wanting to win, but also how to represent our university. And I think that's hopefully what people in this room, people watching, our fan base, we represent our university, and I said this yesterday, in a way that makes me so proud. We play the game in the right way. We fight, we compete, we try to defend, we share the basketball. I was told on my walk here, this is the first time since in the 90s we've had a plus advantage in the assist to turnover ratio for a season. We set the all-time single season record for most threes in a season, and I'm not even sold we shot it that great this year, right? So there's foundational stuff that comes with how we play, but also that's who we are, right? I think team, where you're not going to see just one person. It's going to be Clemson women's basketball, and I'm very excited for what we're about to build.
Go up here to Lindsay in the third row, and then to Brendan front and center.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. Hannah, can you take us through that shot, big shot to force overtime, what you saw and what you were feeling?
Yeah, I think we've been in a lot of situations, even in practice, where it's like you got to hit a shot to end practice. And I kind of just thought about that personally because we've ended practice where it's just hit a three. Like nothing was really going through my head. Just if I see the room, shoot it. I guess that was the thought, and it worked out. So, yeah.
We'll go to Brendan front and center now.
Yeah, hey coach. Brendan Potts, World Exposure Report. I had a similar question about that shot. Hannah had 6 points in the second half, but they ended up being two of the biggest 6 points in the fourth quarter. Can you talk about the trust that you had in her in those final moments to force the game into overtime, especially after she didn't score against Stanford?
Yeah, I got the utmost confidence, sometimes more confidence than she has for herself. The honest truth is she's been struggling to shoot it. I think that it's weighed a ton on her shoulders. I don't know what she is over the last 5 games, but we probably don't want to talk about it. With that said, she continues to put the work in. She's in the gym every day, getting shots up, whether it be with a GA on her own, with a coaching staff member, and ultimately she just wants Clemson women's basketball to win. That's it. And so for us, if you get daylight, like she just mentioned, shoot it, right? But shoot it, right? Have some confidence to yourself. And she went 4 for 6 tonight that gave us a chance to be in that game. She stretches the floor so much for us, not only to shoot it, but just how defenses guarded her. I think if I look back at that very last possession, she may have had another opportunity, if I'm not mistaken. She looked clear from the sideline, but we just missed her. It is what it is. With that said, again, she's a big bright spot for us moving forward.
We're going to go in the back of this center section.
Hey, Coach. Fax and Childress, 105.5 The Roar. With Loyal McQueen having a career season, averaging a career high in points per game, Mia Moore elevating her level at the P4 level, Hannah Kohn and Raven Thompson having unbelievably successful seasons after transferring from Chattanooga, what would your message be to any player potentially considering coming to play for Clemson in the future?
Yeah, if you want to have fun and you want to get better, here's the place. Right? Kids develop under our watch. We play a fun brand and one that, in my opinion, prepares you if you want to keep playing after this, and also allows freedom to play to your strengths. And I think that's what you've seen with the group we have. Everything you just mentioned is exactly right. They've all played in much bigger roles than they ever have. We needed that. We know that. But if you look at our roster, there's going to be plenty of room. Right? Phones will be ringing here in the next couple weeks.
We'll go to David here in the center section.
David Cunningham, Texas Island. Hey, Shawn, good to see you. What has this group as a whole meant to you this year, just the buy-in into what you want to do and what you hope to build? And does it kind of take you back to 2016, 17, early at Virginia Tech when you were helping Kenny build what he was doing in Blacksburg?
Absolutely. I think that I owe this group so much in different ways, right? Obviously, these two left Chattanooga to come to Clemson, not knowing what it was going to look like, right? A belief that they would find their way to play somehow, some way for us, but what role, we don't know. Leaving big prominent roles where we just had come from and winning 2 championships and 1 with Hannah. So everyone had a trust and a belief in what we were going to do. While we didn't really have a roster put together. And so you think about them, all the transfers. Loyal McQueen has 1 year left. Anya Poole, 1 year left, and had come from teams that had been in the NCAA tournament. And we're getting ready to start this thing all the way over, right? But it's back to what I just answered with facts, and was, hey, we're going to help develop you on and off the court. And, it's taken a long time for this group to gel, but behind the scenes, they've just kept working, right? Kept working and do things the right way. And for them, the foundation that they've laid, the blueprint of what Clemson women's basketball, there's no doubt that they've probably skipped some steps, right? Of showing our fan base and anyone watching who we are and who we are about to be as we continue to move this thing forward. So forever indebted to them, and in so many different ways, but collectively that belief, it means a lot to me for sure.
We'll go front and center to Brendan again.
Coach, kind of a similar question to what you've been asked already, but you had 2 competitive games against 2 historic programs in Stanford and Louisville. Obviously different results, but can you talk about how those 2 games alone can help you build a program down the road, especially in your first year?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just the last 2 you've seen, right? We go to NC State early in the year in a 4-point game. Virginia Tech, they were in the Final Four a couple years ago, right? There's a couple kids on that team that were there in 2-point game, right? We've had a lot of these. And I think that why you could say we're building and what we're going to build is very, very special is because we've been very, very competitive with a group that's been a bunch of new faces. And truth be told, all but 2 of them came from the mid-major level, right? And they've shown up to come to this level and compete with the best of them. And to beat Stanford twice in our first year, to get a win here in Greensboro, just that alone, all while we just took Louisville, who's been to however many Elite Eights and a couple Final Fours in the last handful of years. Like these are established programs that we've come and compete and give them everything that they want, all with the group that a lot of them were playing at the mid-major level a year ago. But I think that speaks to who they are, but also how we're going to do things. And we expect that Clemson women's basketball is going to be put on the map here in the near future.
Go to David again.
Raven, I'm curious, from a player's perspective, what's it been like to play for Coach Poppie this year and to see the foundation being laid and the steps you guys are making to kind of build this thing back up? And what does a couple days like this in Greensboro do for you guys in the future?
Like you said, I feel like it puts us on the map. We're just getting started. We're new. So, we have a lot of seniors. So it's the same thing next year. We got to gel and build together so we can get back here again.
Mm-hmm.
That's most words I've heard her say in a long time in this media. She's getting better.
That was good.
Do we have any other questions for Clemson? Okay, thank you, everyone.
We got none in back here with these suits on?
All right.
Come on, y'all.
Stop.
Give me one.
Taylor Brettel in the suit, 3304 Sports. Just reflecting on this game, something of note was the free throw shooting differential. Just 14 attempts for you guys. Louisville got to the line 32 times. Still ended up just being a 2-point game with all those trips. Was there anything defensively that gave you struggles that sent them to the line that many times?
Man, I asked you to ask a question. Now you're trying to get me in trouble. Their athleticism, obviously, they're so quick downhill that it's hard not to put your hands on them. And they're relentless. They continue to come at you. I think that forced us to get some again, what I would say soft fouls, but it's a foul, right? My only ask would be that 94 feet of pressure gets 14 free throws, but with that said, a lot of that is most of those they're just so athletic and downhill, and it's hard to keep them in front as they just keep coming at you. Good question.
Everybody good? Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. So much. Are we taking?
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the season.
Thank you.